boy M. Carter, and I got you. Yes, y'all. Back with another segment. What it do, YouTubers? And today I want to talk to you about my boy, quarterback, University of Clemson, Deshaun Watson. And I must forewarn you, family, that today I'm going to use the term African American. Now, I am a black man, an American of African descent. But I am not here to talk about or compare black quarterbacks to their counterparts, the white quarterbacks. And I'm not here to talk about the injustices of black quarterbacks. Nor am I here to talk about any type of reparations. I believe in life that you're dealt a hand, and you play that hand. And the results of what you get in life are solely up to you and how you play the hand that you're dealt. Now, some of you may disagree with me, and that's fine. But just because I think different from you does not mean that I'm not sensitive to your argument and sit here and think that the conversation should not be had. So when I use the term African American, it'll be solely based on facts when it comes to drafting black quarterbacks in the NFL draft. So let's look at all the African American quarterbacks that have started for an NFL franchise within the last decade. And this will be in no particular order. Colin Kaepernick, Robert Griffin III, Byron Leftwich, Jason Campbell, Vince Young, Jamarcus Russell, Josh Freeman, Tavares Jackson, E.J. Manuel, Geno Smith, Terrell Pryor, Dak Prescott, Russell Wilson, Cam Newton, Teddy Bridgewater, Donovan McNabb, and Michael Vick. Those are 17 quarterbacks that I just named. Now let's look at who has success or semi-success. Donovan McNabb, 1 Super Bowl appearance, lost. Michael Vick, heck of a player, transcendent player in the NFL, no Super Bowls. Russell Wilson, 1 Super Bowl, he won. Cam Newton, 1 Super Bowl appearance, he lost. Colin Kaepernick, 1 Super Bowl appearance, he lost. Dak Prescott, the jury is still out. Yes, he did win Rookie of the Year, but so did Robert Griffin III, and we seen how the story turned out for him. So as an NFL GM, when you look at this data, okay, now let's be honest, and this is no shot on any of these men, because all these men were phenomenal college players and phenomenal NFL players at one point, or at least phenomenal prospects at one point. So this is no shot on these guys, but as a GM for an NFL team, when you look at these statistics, and no matter what anybody tells you, these type of statistics are looked at when it comes to drafting the franchise player to your organization. So look at this statistic. 17 African American quarterbacks started in the NFL in the last decade and won Super Bowl, Russell Wilson. So let's talk real here. You don't think that these NFL GMs look at this and see 1 out of 17 quarterbacks of African descent has won a Super Bowl, and you think that they won't have trepidation when it comes to selecting Deshaun Watson in this year's NFL draft? Yes, they will. Yes, they will, no matter how you want to block this out, or if you don't think that this is happening. These GMs are looking at statistics like this. And this is why they have trepidation when it comes to drafting black quarterbacks in the NFL draft. This is just proven fact. 1 out of 7. Now, I'm not saying that none of these players didn't have success, but they have. But it's not a long-term sustained success. Cam Newton had a fabulous year. He did not sustain the success. This is the reason why Jerry Jones is having a hard time committing to Dak Prescott. Okay? Because he is truly looking at these statistics. And I'm not saying that it's right, because I like Dak Prescott. I think he's a very smart individual. And I'm going to tell you why that I think Deshaun Watson should do exactly what Dak is doing to have long-term stability and long-term success in the NFL. So let's look at the root of the problem here. And I want to preface this before I say it. This is not a racist comment. I'm just talking fact. We're talking real talk here, okay? This is fact. The majority of black quarterbacks that come into the NFL are more athletic than the white quarterbacks. This is not a race. This is actual fact. So this is not bigotry or anything. This is just fact. Okay. Majority of black quarterbacks that come into the league are more athletic than the white quarterbacks. This is not always a great thing though, because when you look at traditionally black quarterbacks, they start off in little league. They get by on athletic ability. Okay, they go to high school. They're more athletic. They get by on athletic ability. Okay, when they go to college, they're phenomenal in college, but they're getting by on athletic ability. So when they're drafted into the NFL, they're not drafted on their football savvy. They're not drafted on their football smarts. They're not drafted on nothing but their athletic ability. Why? When you look at Robert Griffin III, why did Washington draft him? Because of the things that he did at Baylor. Okay? He got by at Baylor. He succeeded at Baylor, just like he succeeded throughout his entire life off his athletic ability. So when Robert came into the NFL, just like most athletic quarterbacks, the offensive coordinators create an offense that's conducive to their skill set. But just like NFL defenses, eventually they catch up to that type of offense, which forces these athletic quarterbacks to now become pocket passers. And this requires a whole new different skill set. And so this is how quarterbacks who solely depend on athletic ability now fail, because now they have to learn a new skill set that is contrary to the things that they have gotten by with and had success with their entire football career, starting from little league all the way up to college. So why was Russell Wilson the exception? Look at his size. He could not solely depend on athletic ability. So at a very early age, he had to learn the nuances of the game of football, which made it easier to transfer over to the NFL's game. So what am I getting at? Deshaun Watson, you are a very intelligent young man. You're a very smart young man. You are a 4.0 honor student. During your senior year at Clemson University, you earned 37 credits during the fall semester on top of being the starting quarterback for a major university. So what am I saying? You already had the intangibles that can't be taught. You're already a champion. You've already been a leader. You've already proven to be clutch. You're already a multitasker. You already have unbelievable athletic ability. You've already shown resilience. You've already gotten it done in the classroom. So why is it that NFL GMs are still hesitant? Because you're simply a casualty of the statistic that 12 of the 17 black quarterbacks that came into the NFL this decade and started for an NFL franchise could not get it done. So what is my advice to Deshaun Watson? And I'm not naive. Deshaun may never ever come across this information. The chances of him ever coming across this information is probably slim to none. But just in case there's some NFL scout searching the internet, just looking on his off time or his board time or in between flights and come across this video, and they are connected to Deshaun in any way, this is my advice to maintain longevity and sustain success in the NFL. So Deshaun Watson, when you're drafted by some NFL team and you receive that first endorsement check, what I want you to do is reinvest that money back into yourself. Reinvest that money back into your talent. Reinvest that money in finding a strength and conditioning coach. Reinvest that money in some football mind that will sit down with you and break down the nuances of the NFL game. When you get your playbook, learn it from the inside out. Sit down with the veterans on your team. Sit down with the coaches. Watch film on top of film on top of film. Spend hours at the facility learning defenses, learning how to audible, learning how to change plays at the line, learning how to change and shift routes, learning how to shift from option to option to go through all your read progressions. Learn those things early. Hire the right people that will teach you these things, and then you will sustain long-term success. It is guaranteed. You already have the mind. You already have the brilliance. You already have the know-how. All you have to do is implement the things that you already know, and I believe you can. And I'm not saying you don't already know how to do these things. What I'm saying is it is totally different on the NFL level. Now you have to catch up to speed with these professionals that have been doing it for years, okay? They know all the tricks of the trade in order to stop you, to stop your success. They've seen quarterbacks like you a dime a dozen. So now you have to morally rely on your mind, your intelligence that you already have. All you have to do is dedicate yourself to this game like I know you will, like I know you can. Don't let this game get too big for you, inside and outside, on the field and off the field. Always stay focused like Dak is doing. Dak reinvested in himself. He learned the nuances of the game. He's a totally different player than what he was in college. And believe you me, he already had these attributes. He just enhanced them. He perfected them. Now, I know the jury is still out on Dak. I know the jury is still out on Dak. But you can see the intelligence. You can see the dedication. Those things are things that can't be taught. They're already in you. And I know these things are already in you, Deshaun Watson. So make us proud and don't fall in a statistic of these 12 that didn't produce. Only really giving us one Super Bowl champion. Okay? You're able to do it. You're able to be the second Super Bowl champion. Now, I don't know what team you're going to. But if the New York Jets select you, you'll have a decent roster in there that can be built upon. So I believe in Deshaun Watson. I believe that the New York Jets should take him at the number 6 pick. And I think if they do take him, because of the attributes that I know he already has, because the tangibles and intangibles I already know he has, I think this will be a great pick for New York, and I think he will succeed, and he will make them proud, and he will make African American quarterbacks of the past proud, and our culture proud, okay? This is your boy M. Carter. The truth has been spoken. No bias, no BS. Subscribe. Let me know your comments down in the comment section. I appreciate you listening. Take care, family.